Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonics Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Will be followed by statements to be given by Professor Bilal Phillips, and later on we will have a statement to be given by the Vice Chair of Inside Training Center. That will be followed by statement to be given by Professor Bari, and after that we would have another statement to be given by Smaila Sise, and from there we will have the signing ceremony of the MOUs, and then we will have the closing remarks. Thank you very much once again for COP team for making it possible this morning, and also for coming to join us this morning. I thank you all, offering prayers. So I would
والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن استنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين. All praise is due to Allah, and may Allah's peace and blessings be on His last Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and on all those who follow the path of righteousness until the last day. This gathering, this agreement opportunity to collaborate and to cooperate in what is good for the people of the Gambia. And as the Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, had said, Yadullah ala al-jama'ah. Allah's hand is on the community that's together.
Thank you very much, our Vice Chancellor, for that wonderful prayers. And now I would like to invite him to pray to us.
Barakallah fikum. The IOU, International Open University, is a Gambian institution with global connections. It is an institution which started in the Gambia in 2013, and it has flourished in the Gambia to the point of accreditation for all of its programs among the leading universities of the Gambia. And it is an online institution with students in over 200 different countries around the world. And its mission is to spread beneficial knowledge to the world, to the underdeveloped world in particular, to underprivileged youth specifically. And towards that end, we have sought collaboration with various institutions, beginning with the governmental institutions of this country and other countries. We just came back from Liberia, where we were engaged with government representatives in setting up lines of collaboration, launching in the country learning centers, as we have already done here in the Gambia. Our last center in Jarasoma a week ago was launched, allowing students to study university studies there in Jarasoma without having coming to the Banjul, to the center capital of the country. So this is our modus operandi, and we hope that in hand with Inside Training Center, we would be able to spread practical hands-on knowledge to the various communities that are disenfranchised and don't have access to this knowledge. So on that basis, we hope that this agreement, this memorandum of understanding, will be the way paved forward for progress in the country. And of course, we'd like to thank the Ministry of Higher Education, without whose cooperation and support we wouldn't exist. Alhamdulillah, they have been from the top to the bottom very cooperative. And we have also launched, as a university of over 8,000 students, we have also launched a charitable project specifically designed to help the impoverished youths across Africa. It's called the 1 Million Scholarships for African Youth. And of course, 1 million is a big number, but that's the goal ultimately. We pray that we're able to achieve it. But on the basis of that, we have set up learning centers specifically for students who can't afford higher education and provided scholarships for thousands of them across the continent. In major countries where English is the major language, we have set up over 25 centers in as many countries across Africa that are English speaking. And we hope to expand that even further. Barakallah fikum. With that, I will turn the floor back over to our able.
Very much, Professor Bilal Phillips, for giving that wonderful overview about IOU and its operations, both in the Gambia and beyond. It actually mentioned very important, highlighted very important areas as far as partnership is concerned. IOU forging very important and strategic partnerships with higher education institutions, both in the Gambia and beyond. And he also highlighted a very important project, which is called the One Mass Project, 1 million scholarships for African youths. This is a very important project, and this has been launched already. And as he mentioned, the goal is to provide 1 million scholarships for African youths. Thank you very much, Dr. Bilal, for that wonderful overview. Now have the pleasure to invite Mr. Usman Nyang, the Vice Chair of the Board of Inside Training Center.
Mr. Chairman, the Chancellor of the University of IOU, Professor Bilal, the Vice Chancellor of the University in the Gambia, Dr. Barry, staff of the Inside Training Center, invited guests, media personnel, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me the greatest pleasure to be part of this signing of the MOU between the IOU and the Inside Training Center. Let me also thank Allah, the Almighty, for leaving me to witness this great occasion. I can remember when the ITC was established in 1999, I prayed that, because I was then the Director General of the National Training Authority. I prayed that will come a time when this training institution will become a degree awarding institution. And I have seen that God has answered our prayer. When we discuss at the board level that we are trying to make sure that this training institution is an awarding degree institution, we were all very happy. I thank God for making sure that our prayers are answered. Now, today is the day to remember, as it is a milestone in both the development of TVET and the Inside Training Center. TVET is an institution that is training youths of this country, but it is progressing. We are achieving. We are going from level to level, and that is just great achievement to us. Whenever I remember the day that the authorities of ITC came to my office and were talking about trying to make sure that this training center is part of the NTA backlog, I always feel very proud that these people were given the chance and they were honored to be part of what we were expecting. Special thanks should be given to our able chairman, Dr. Barry, whose drive it is to see us achieve higher heights in this country. Dr. Barry, thank you very much, and thanks a lot for your encouragement and pushing. Now, the Inside Training Center will ever appreciate your encouragement and support to the center. Mr. Chairman, people have one of two inclinations. You are either technically minded or or academically minded. People sometimes don't understand the difference between being an academically minded person and a technically minded person. If in this Gambia, whenever you talk about somebody who is not academically minded, we say, "Hel mi neexut, munuta janga, he's not clever." Then they term you as a don. Now, I always kick against people saying these people are dropouts. A dropout has no use. If you talk about somebody who is academically minded, he is academically minded. But if you talk about something who is technically minded, is the person who can build where you are sitting right now, who can build trains, who can build aircrafts, who can do many, many things, and even the computers you are using now. Those people are technically minded people, but you don't call them dons. They are clever people, and this is what their inclination is. Now, Mr. Chairman, well, no one is a dropout. I kick against it. No one is a dropout. You are just academically minded or technical, as I said earlier on. What we have is different ambitions. If your ambition is to be a technical man, you can be an engineer from BSc, MSc, and even PhD. You don't call those people who are dons. You don't call them people who are not academically minded. Their inclinations are different, but they are very clever people because they also make the world go round. You see, and according to technical and vocational education are vehicles for national development, and we will all appreciate that. You can see now that the government is appreciating what TVET is all about. Technical and vocational education is part of the process of moving the nation forward. And we are also very happy that this thing is happening now. People are recognizing technical education and they are all coming to it. I am quite sure that ICT will live up to expectation after the signing of this memorandum of understanding. Mr. Chairman, Vice Chancellor, I thank you immensely for giving us the courage to come to this level, because without your encouragement, without your pushing and all these things, we will just be sitting there. Hey, do you think they will accept us? Or do you think they will do this? But the day that this was mentioned, Dr. Barry took it up and said, yes, it is possible. Let's go and see if it is possible. If it is possible, we'll make sure that it is on. If it is not, then we develop further until we reach the level that is required of us. And we have come to that day now. And they have all appreciated that we are moving forward and we are getting exactly what we want. For the staff of the ITC, we are, please redouble your efforts so that you will not be found wanting. Because accreditation is something. When we say, okay, we have signed this memorandum of understanding, and then you say, oh, thank God we have got it, and then you relax, it will not go. You must have to redouble your efforts. If you were doing 1 and 2, are 3 and 4, so that anywhere you are met, any challenges you have, you'll be able to face it and make sure that everything is in order. On that note, I would like to say a big thank you to you all for finding time to attend this memorable occasion in the history of the ITC. Mr. Barry, Dr. Barry, we thank you very much, and we thank you immensely also for bringing Professor to witness this occasion. We are all very happy. And it is part of the history of the ITC, in the annals of the history of this institution, to reach to this level. I thank you all very much, and I would not stop without telling the media a big thank you, because without you, whatever we are doing, people will not do. But with your presence, I was so encouraged when I saw you people coming. I say, wow, thank God, these people are here. Whatever we say, whatever we decide, whatever is being moved onto, they will be able to disseminate the information, give it to the outsiders. People who are not here will be able to sit down and then know that, you know, these people are doing this, that, and that, and that. And then we will all be happy and enjoy it. Well, I would not bore you with a lot of talk because as an old teacher, you know, we miss the classroom so much and we would also be wanting to talk and talk and talk. But now that we are out of the classroom, any opportunity we have, we will talk. So thank you all very much for listening to our nonsense and and appreciate it.
Much, Vice Chair Mr. Nyang, for a brilliant statement. Um, in his statement or in his speech, he made mention of having a dream that today, Alhamdulillah, the dream is able to materialize today. Um, he thanked Professor Bari, who happens to be the chairman of the board of Inside Training Center, for his immense contribution to ensure that the institution achieve the level that they have achieved today. Um, According to him, he made mention of two groups or categories of individuals in terms of learning. The two groups, one, you are either an academic minded person or you are a technically inclined person. So these two are very important. And the understanding is, according to him, if you are technically inclined or technically minded, the notion or understanding is you don't belong to academia. Um, in fact, people have to believe that you will not do well in life. So he believes that this is not the case. It's a total different thing. According to him, no one is a dropout in school. We are all different in terms of um, our abilities. Um, Tibet, according to him, Tibet is a tool for national development, which countries cannot develop without investing in Tibet education, the practical aspect of education, which is very important and key. He also took the opportunity to thank the presence of the media team for their presence this morning and also for going ahead to disseminate the information concerning this um, signing of this MOU. So thank you very much, Vice Chair Nyang, for that wonderful statement. I now have the pleasure to invite our able Vice Chancellor of the International Open University, Professor Bari, to give his statement.
First of all, expressing gratitude to Allah and show appreciation to the staff and the members of the board of Inside Training for accepting this MOU. I think it is essential to note at this stage that it's a demonstration here that we are deconstructing education. We are bringing a new dimension to how we need to deliver education to the whole country. For obvious reasons, Inside Training today has demonstrated that they are not only one that has instilled standards in the way they deliver, but that have been responding to the core needs of Gambians in the provision of skills in different facets that are empowering youths, particularly youths who otherwise would not have had that privilege or that opportunity. So Inside Training is really responding to that. And the International Open University is also responding to the needs of every African child in particular, or to be more specific, every Gambian child in this context, by providing university education right at their own homes. So we are demystifying the whole concept that education is meant for elites, or education is meant for a chosen few. That is not true. Even if it were true, we are now deconstructing that whole mindset that no, education is meant for every person that exists, because education is an essential element in not only their development, but also in their sustenance. So this is the way we see it. And this union is going to now demonstrate something in that light. One, we are together decentralizing education. Decentralizing meaning that now we don't have to contain education within a central area, here in the context of Greater Banjul area. For long now, many people who want to get educated have to move from Basse to Banjul, Farafenye to Banjul, particularly when you finish secondary school education. Otherwise, you are stuck with having to make choices in your life that would not include education, because it's not accessible. If you are in Batinjol, you cannot get access to education. If you are in Brikama, there is no post-secondary education that is giving you an opportunity. And if IOU says we decentralize through an online system, and you say also you decentralize by providing, workshops here and there to make sure everybody get access to technical training, I think our collaboration is going to now strengthen not only our own mission, but most importantly, a national call that has been made by the president, that he dreams that every region gets at least one training institute or technical and vocational training institute. But most importantly, that every Gambian accesses education without having to travel distances. You know what it means. I come from the rural area and I got my education within this area, and I know what it means. If a family cannot sustain it, it means that child will not get that opportunity. That's very important to note. But then the second thing is that our collaboration is going to create a harmonization of our programs. Let me just give an example. If you know the education system before, there was a time when the high schools were only 6 around the whole country. And therefore, you go and seek for a common entrance examination at primary 6. Why are they doing a common entrance examination? It was very competitive. What it meant was a very selected few would be the ones who would be blessed to go to secondary school or high school rather. But then, even among those who are not blessed to go to a high school, they would also have an option of a secondary technical school. But if you go to a secondary technical school, you complete 2 years or 3 years, you have an option of transmitting direct to a high school. But then going to a secondary technical school would probably not require you to have the benchmark that is given at a national level. What I'm driving at is, where a university says you need 5 credits to get directly access to a university, now you can go a Tibet institution, and through a harmonization of programs, if you perform well and you graduate well, that course that you have done could now become the course transfer, the credit transfer that would allow you to breach through a university and not spend a whole 4 year again to do a program. And this is part of what we intend to do. Because we know there are a lot of graduates from inside training who today have become great professionals in their fields, who are serving this country very well in their skills, and they would love to have a bachelor's program. But they are stuck. This could be journalists. This could be managers. This could be electric engineers. This could be architects. But they are stuck. Why? Because when they want to go to any university, the first thing they will say, okay, what was your high school grade? And that high school grade becomes their bane. It becomes their obstacle. What we are saying is we have a way of harmonizing our programs, reviewing our curricula in such a way that if you finish a journalism program, we can take you up, conceptualize a 2-year bachelor's program in journalism and bridge you over to a bachelor's program. Mass media, journalism, you do not need to do 4 years. And I think this is the way to go. That's why we are saying we are deconstructing education. We are not going through this normal traditional way of enforcing you have to go through. Because if you perform well and you come to the university, certainly there are benchmarks, there are standards, but we will make sure also you go through the rigor of ensuring what you get is also as standard, as quality as any university can give. So this is all part of this agreement. So the the MOU we are signing today is a historic one. It's a historic one, and as an educational consultant myself, I commend both institutions. But having also been part of the institution myself, I see that it's a pride for me to be part of this historic event. And we are happy that the press is around because we need to really show that other institutions can do the same. We need to show that we are supposed to be servants of the community. We are supposed to be servants of the country or the citizens. We are supposed to provide to them possibilities of getting access to education, be it skill-based or be it theory or professional-based. We are supposed to respond to their call, respond to their needs, but most importantly, respond to a national call through the national policies. So I just want to stop there, but I want to emphasize the point that this MOU is a very historic one. It's a very good one, and it is going to certainly create what I said, that deconstruct, that decentralization, that harmonization, and that opportunity that will now be given to a lot of other Gambians who otherwise today would probably be staying at home, maybe getting other options that might not be the opportune options for them in their choices of life. Thank you very much.
Professor Barry, Vice Chancellor of the International Open University, for that brilliant and succinct statement. According to him, the highlights of his statement includes deconstructing education when it comes to, especially in terms of access. The belief that people should travel all the way from the provinces down to the combos to access, especially university education. He made emphasis on the mantra of IOU, um, the operations of IOU, being a university that prides itself in providing or taking education to the doorstep of the people, rather than having them to travel, leave their comfort zones all the way to the combos just to access university education. This could be done, or this is possible with the intervention of IOU. Um, Deconstruct the mindset or the belief that education is meant for the elite. Um, According to him, this belief or mindset does no longer hold, and his purpose is to make sure that education is accessible by everyone, regardless of your social status in the society or wherever you come from. You should be able to access education. Again, he made mention of some challenges when it comes to accessing education, especially those coming from the provinces, provincial areas, down to the combos. Collaboration, also, he made mention of collaboration, um, which in terms of harmonization of programs. The MOU, the signing of the MOU between IOU and the ITC will usher in prospects of harmonizing the programs between ITC and IOU. It made emphasis or reference, for example, someone with a 2-year diploma program in journalism. IOU can structure their programs in such a way that you can be onboarded to make sure that the curriculum is looked at to ensure that these programs are harmonized, thereby leading to a 2-year program that will lead to a university degree in journalism. So the highlight of this statement is basically the signing ceremony or the signing of this MOU is a response to a national call. He made emphasis or reference to the statement by the president that he wants everybody to access education. And as far as he is concerned, signing ceremony or the signing of this MOU will definitely usher in or promote the dream of the president to ensure that everybody accesses education. So thank you very much, Professor Barry, for that brilliant and brief statement. I now have the pleasure to invite Mr. Ismail Sise, who is the principal of ITC, International Inside Training Center.
But we are lucky that you are present. That's a blessing, and we thank Allah for that. I want to thank also Professor Barry, who is wearing two caps. He could have been signing for both sides, and that would have been enough. And I also want to thank the entire staff and management of IOU. Also thank the Vice Chairman of the Inside Board, the management and staff of Inside who are present, the media, and all those who are present. This is a dream come true. And that is all what we have been thinking, that is moving to the next level. And moving to the next level have moved today. And this is an opportunity for all ex-students of Insight. We have graduated over 10,000 students. Most of them are with diploma and HND or advanced diploma. And we have been asking and even knocking at Dr. Barry's office, how can we move to the degree program without going through the 4 years program? And the answer have come through. It means today, adding to what Dr. Barry have said, it's not only limited to students who will be doing journalism or management, but even to those who have been doing construction. If you have your advanced diploma or HND, you can simply move into IOU and do your 2 years degree program. And it's not also limited there, even to those in prison. So they can, while they are in prison, they can also get their degrees now. And we are also fortunate that we will be mentored by IOU and with the experience in, because IOU have also been training inmates at in US. So with the experience that we will be getting from this MOU will be numerous. We'll be learning from body management and their experts, and students also will be learning from each other. With the decentralization will also be another advantage for both parties. And at Insight, we are also moving to the next level. We have now introduced another package, because TVEC have always been our priority. And that is the new phase which we call learning while earning. So it means if you are ready to earn living, coming to Insight will no longer be a problem for you. While you are learning, we will be paying you. And that is to see to it that there is always an outcome. People are no longer in need of going to school, get your certificate and sit at home. We want to move from that state to a state of earning living. And we have provided those opportunities. So I will not say much. Dr. Barry and all the other speakers have said everything, but we want to express our profound gratitude to Dr. Barry. He has been the one behind the scene. It's just today that we are doing it in public. This has been our plan for over 2 years ago. That is, how do we solve the issue of students who will be graduating and will not want to go to the university to do 4 years. And today, Dr. Barry have get the answer. We are saying a very big thank you. And I want to thank the entire board and management of Insight for making this day possible. Assalamu alaikum.
For IOU, especially for Inside Training Center. This is what they have been yearning for so many years now. Made mention of the possibility of those with an HND program, especially in the technical areas, to be able to complete the 2-year program with IOU to get their degrees. So he also mentioned something that they have recently introduced, which is called living by earning by living, rather, that they have recently introduced. And this is something that is definitely picking up pace. He took the opportunity to thank Professor Barry for this behind the scenes contribution as far as the development of Inside Training Center is concerned. And today it is made possible through the intervention of Dr. Barry, being the chair of the board and also the vice chancellor of IOU as a university. So everything was made possible through his interventions. So thank you very much, Mr. Cisse, for that wonderful remarks. So the next item on the agenda is the signing of the MOUs. So I will now invite the members of the high table.
And we having businessmen not to complain. Ila kulun kanale fu banjol. Ibuka jino ebuka la bagaso jin. They turn back. They katafen gold drop into Senegal. Gambia bagaso kajisena. Masi bullet.
Dr. Ture contributed immensely to the failure of Adam Barrow regime from 2017 to 2020.
Manke mola foye ko babun wok monkey it bar committee la jero yaje ko wala be tamakan NPP kono.
Yes, ngajale because ya kende fangola I was victimized. Who? The party executive. President ya bulobula among intervene because atele sonta yenna the political campaign.
Baro e muno famoni ning arta hanarta komen ko be jaralale we transport people from Mali, Sierra Leone and other countries but we are going to do it. Pour ka mol transport ni nalana can support for 5 years on moesia crowd
bari ita fono la ko ha minister la jodo atale ngati nga minister tal allowance la fa mol membe duma Minister batata nyaonya wol membe marché to jendan jaay o famasol do Sénégal membe bolon kono wolle batata ministati woton te balafa no la minister e ka fo minister la jodo atala nga balafa wanto director la jodo atala nga balafa.
Yaya has the political power, Yaya has the political popularity in the Gambia. Hanebi molbe lafringale anu hanebi ala yamaro na futa molka.
Let it be put straight that marriage should be between a man and a woman only if they reach the age of 18 and above, or if they reach maturity, because people could be matured before they reach 18.
So every year, the GFF receives $1 million from FIFA, $500,000 in January, and another $500,000 in July.